Welcome to week 13 of Bible Studies for Life. This is the last week in this quarter. Next week we head into a whole study on faith and character. So we're looking forward to finishing out well. We're in 2 Kings chapter 6, kind of finishing up our part of looking at Elisha and his life. One more amazing thing that happens. And what really is amazing about this is it's so far beyond just the work in an individual life, like we've seen in the previous 3 weeks of miracles. This is something that's just amazing, right? So 2 Kings chapter 6, we're ready for that. Before we do, if you haven't already subscribed, hit the like button, thumbs up. Be sure and share the video with somebody. If you've got a comment or a question, tell us where you're watching from. Put that in the comments. Right? If you want to support our ministry, go to give.exposedtochrist.com. Let's look at 2 Kings chapter 6, when the king of Aram was waging war. Okay, remember this? Last week we had the king of Aram, right? Now look, Naaman made a change. King of Aram did not. He's waging war against Israel, and we should note this. Sometimes kings of other countries are used against Israel by God to bring discipline on the nation, right? He conferred with his servants, my camp will be at such and such a place. But the man of God, that's Elisha, sent word to the king of Israel, be careful passing by this place, for the Arameans are going down there. Consequently, the king of Israel sent word to the place the man of God had told him about. The man of God repeatedly warned the king, so the king would be on his guard. Okay, so we see in this attack that the king of Aram is wanting to make on the Israelites, he's got a plan. We're going to go over here. Well, Elisha knows that, so he'll just tell the king of Israel, now you just be careful passing by that place, because that's where the Arameans are going to be. You need to watch. That's where they'll be, all right? So he would send word, man of God had told them about, and they didn't go, or they avoided it, or they went, they went prepared for battle, and so king of Aram had to back off. And it says he did this repeatedly. He repeatedly warned the king, which means not that he had to tell him over and over and over again about one place, but that he told him over and over and over again about everything they were going to do. That every time the king of Aram said another place they were going to go, he knew about it. He would warn the king. Okay? So, all right. The king of Aram was enraged because of this matter, and he called his servants and he demanded of them, tell me, which one of us is for the king of Israel? Which one of us is for the king of Israel? You know what that means? Who's the snitch? Who's squealing? Who is giving, who's the spy here? Who's the one on their side that's telling them what's going on? One of his servants said, no one, my lord the king. Elisha, the prophet in Israel, tells the king of Israel even the words you speak in your bedroom. It's Elisha. He tells the king of Israel everything you say. He knows. I mean, they've got their spies and they know Elisha's the one that's telling this. And they know Elisha. They've got to know Elisha because Naaman's healed completely. They've got to know Elisha. And it's not us, man. That's Elisha doing that. Okay. So we go on. Look, we just skipped. Verse 15, verse 12. What am I going to say? That's right. Read the whole thing. When the servant of the man of God got up early and went out, he discovered an army with horses and chariots surrounding the city. So he asked Elisha, oh, my master, what are we to do? Okay. So king of Aram says, we're going to go get Elisha. If he's the guy, then we're going to take him out. So they go to where he is, and he gets a huge army surrounding the city overnight of where Elisha is, right? So the servant goes out, and he says, what are we going to do? The master says, he says to his master, what are we going to do? Because they've got horses and chariots, right? They've got an army. Elisha said, don't be afraid, for those who are with us outnumber those who are with them. Now that is an interesting statement, right? Here's a verse we might ought to memorize. If you're going to memorize a verse here, 2 Kings 6:16. Those who are with us outnumber those who are against us. It takes me back to, so many battles, but you think of Elijah who thought, I'm the only one here standing up. And the Lord said, no, I've got people you don't know about. Right? Boy, that was Elisha said that. I know God's got people you don't know. Right? Then Elisha prayed, Lord, please open his eyes and let him see. Open his eyes. This is an interesting prayer, right? So the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he saw that the mountain was covered with horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. But that the Lord was protecting Elisha. Elisha was a man of God, and the Lord was going to protect him. And Elisha could see it. He was walking with the Lord. He could see the things God was doing. But his servant couldn't, and so he prayed, Lord, help him to see the things that I see. And when he opened his eyes, he sees the mountain covered with chariots of fire all around Elisha. Listen, there are spiritual battles going on all the time. There are things that we cannot with our earthly eyes see. But we need to know that God is in the middle of the battle. We need to engage in the battle because God is on our side. We are on his side, and he has armies at work battling on our behalf even now. You don't have to see them to know God is at work, right? So check this. When the Arameans came against him, Elisha prayed to the Lord, please strike this nation with blindness. So he struck them with blindness according to Elisha's word. Okay, it's an interesting thing, right? You go back here, what does Elisha pray? Elisha prays, Lord, open his eyes. So he opens his eyes so he can see the armies. But here he prays blindness. Strike the nation. This army, strike them with blindness. And so the Lord strikes them with blindness, and they can't see. Right? Then Elisha said to them, he says to the army, this is not the way, this is not the city. Follow me, and I will take you to the man you're looking for. And he led them to Samaria. He said, guys, y'all are in the wrong place. You get the wrong city. I'll take you. I'll take you to where you're going. And they're blind. They can't see. So they're like, all right, we got to go with this guy. Whoever this guy is, we'll go with him. He'll take us to the right place. He leads them out of the country, basically, out of the area, right? When they entered Samaria, Elisha said, Lord, open these men's eyes and let them see. So the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw that they were in the middle of Samaria. This is not just an individual. This is an entire army that gets blinded by God at Elisha because of Elisha's prayer, which is obviously, in line with the Lord's will. The Lord blinds them. So there is this whole thing about seeing, right? And that Elisha could see the army surrounding him that was on his side that nobody else could see. And then he prayed for his servant, and then his servant had the eyes to see. But then the army, he prayed for them not to be able to see anything. Couldn't he have just prayed, Lord, let them see the army that's surrounded him? Maybe that would have scared them off. It seems like he could have done that, right? But that wasn't what happened. He just make them blind, and I'm going to take them way over here and then open their eyes, and they're going to see they're in the wrong place, okay? When the king of Israel saw them, he said to Elisha, should I kill them? Should I kill them, my father? Look at this. King of Israel is really listening to Elisha. Calls him my father. He's asking, what do I do? Do I kill them all? They're out here in the middle. It's easy. They're easy pickings. Elisha replied, don't kill them. Do you kill those you have captured with your sword or your bow? Set food and water in front of them so they can eat and drink and go to their master. So he prepared a big feast for them, and when they had eaten and drunk, he sent them away, and they went to their master. The Aramean raiders did not come into Israel's land again. The Lord protected them. The Lord was over them, and the Lord did it in different ways, right? It wasn't always the same way. He did it in different ways, but man, God was watching and protecting his people, his man. And then he has so sucked the fighting life out of this army with the blindness and then taking them to a whole nother place and then opening their eyes. And Elisha's standing right there with them when their eyes open, and he's the guy they're supposed to kill, and they're not even going to do that. And the king of Israel's like, I could just kill them all right here. And Elisha says, no, just feed them. Give them some food. So he doesn't just feed them. He gives a big feast. he has a big feast. He doesn't just give them bread and water. He gives a big feast, right? And they ate and they drank. And then he sent them away. He said, y'all go home now. And here's what's crazy. The Aramean raiders did not come into Israel's land again. They never came back. Now, we've done that. God be for us. Who can be against us? Right? Romans 8, 30, 31. If God is for us, who can be against us? God is on our side. He is for you. Now, that doesn't mean that He is going to keep you from any harm or difficulty or challenge or crisis. But God is on your side. He is fighting the battle for you. He is protecting us even when we don't know it. I mean, this entire city got saved from this army. And how many of them even knew that they were saved from the army? But they were. God works on our behalf all the time. Trust in Him. Trust in Him. He can, if He needs to, turn an entire army around and take them to the middle of the desert and leave them. If that's what He desires to do, He can do that. What is it that God can't do for you? Nothing. All right? Trust in the Lord and let Him do His work for you. And know that even if you can't see it, God is at work on your behalf. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Thanks for being a teacher. We start the next quarter. We're going to be looking at some of the great men of faith in Scripture. So I think you're really going to enjoy that. I hope you plug in, tell somebody else about the videos, so when we start the next quarter, they know they can come watch and get a little bit of help as they go. All right? God bless you. We'll see you next time.